基辅近郊布查镇再度炮声隆隆。
Це десь в стороні Мотижина, там десь, мабуть, да?
І там посикують туди.
居民表示，俄罗斯还是全天候乱轰，不止教堂被炸毁，地面也到处可见炮弹的坑洞，战况不见缓解。为了了解基辅周围的情况 ，CNN 采访团一路颠簸，好不容易才从这条森林小路挺进伊尔平。
Ukrainian forces are taking us into this area on back roads because they say taking the main roads is simply much too dangerous. They want to show us the damage done when Russian forces tried to enter Kiev.
尽管乌克兰成功收复这个地方，但局势还不太稳。CNN 记者在一处桥下直击，惊险交火。显然，周围还是有俄军没有放弃进攻。
Just yesterday, our officers who were searching for dead bodies, they were shot at with mortars, he says. They had to lay under the bridge and wait for it to stop. So this is the area where some of the heaviest fighting took place in Irpin, and as you can see, that there was a Russian armored vehicle which was completely annihilated. We do have to be very careful around here because there still could be unexploded munitions laying around.
CNN 团队随后又募集到乌克兰特种部队，开始出动搜索，说要揪出藏匿附近的俄罗斯士兵。
We're working, he says. There's information that there are 2 Russian soldiers dressed in civilian clothes, but with our group, we're going to clean them up.
至于另一个基辅近郊城市布洛瓦利，有民众大排长龙等领面包，不知道战争还要打多久。
The first week of the war, a shell hit us near the greenhouse. We barely survived, says this woman. We had help from strangers around us. They gave us bread and canned food. We wouldn't have managed otherwise.
这是乌克兰当初为了阻挡俄军入侵基辅炸毁的桥梁，现场还留有被毁掉的俄军坦克车。一名乌克兰40岁老兵说，这是他的功劳。
First thing they did after seeing the village, they started to shell houses, just like that. They didn't see us. They didn't know we were here. So they just started to work on houses. And so I took the tank in my sights and I fired a rocket. And goodbye to him.
尽管乌克兰士兵士气高昂，但东部地区恐怕岌岌可危，因为俄罗斯正在这边加强反击。
Basically, all the territory is being constantly shelled by heavy artillery. They use any possible means of heavy bombardment. They use cruise missiles, Grad rocket launchers. They attack us from the air with air bombs and warplanes.
卢甘斯克有油槽起火燃烧，波兰总理直言，俄军正在重整兵力，企图夺取1/3的乌克兰。
If you take a look at this line, you'll see that part of this line is actually not covered by Russian troops or their separatist partners. So what the Russians want to do is they want to take this area right in here into Kramatorsk and beyond Donetsk. So this is about a little less than a third of the country.
执行方法包含继续狂轰滥炸，以消耗乌克兰东部的兵力。
The major effort now seems to be to tie down the 60,000 or so Ukrainian defenders in the Donbass. That is, make attacks, make them defend themselves, make them use their ammunition up, and then do a double envelopment to encircle them and then annihilate that force.
华盛顿邮报报道，俄军甚至开始寻求更致命的无人机打击，之中包含神风无人机和自杀无人机。
These weapons is a significant psychological factor on the battlefield.
自杀无人机不止体积小，还能一次性使用。以弹簧刀300来说，重量只有2.7公斤，还能装进后背包。只要锁定目标，更能加速到每小时100英里。只是无人机使用上，乌克兰的效率其实比较高。
My personal guess is that probably about 20 to 30% of the kills that the Ukrainians is probably due to their very successful employment of these drones.
但俄军想方设法加强打击乌东的同时，其实也没有完全放弃基辅。
Well, not necessarily. I mean, he made a gambit for Kyiv. If he'd been successful in that gambit, this would have been over. So that failed, so he's now back on plan B.
普京只是因为进攻不顺被迫改变战术。专家认为，俄罗斯的最终目标依旧是拿下整个乌克兰。TVBS 新闻综合报道。
请支持一个专门报道国际新闻的全新 YouTube 频道 TVBS 国际 Plus， 扩大视野，掌握趋势，请订阅并开启通知小铃铛。